For more on this sad development, a state trooper who works with Texas Department of Public Safety, Jide Ayeni, joins me virtually from Texas, U.S. Good to have you join us.
Thank you.
All right. So we understand that investigators are still trying to pick up the pieces.
Yes, I can hear you.
All right. We understand
thank you.
that.
I appreciate you.
All right. I was saying that I understand that investigators are still trying to pick up the pieces. But what can you tell us about what happened and then what went wrong?
Oh, thank you for having me. Again, my name is Jide Ayeni. To put the record straight, I work with DPS for my personal capacity. What happened was a very horrific event that bestowed our country, United States. So some migrants attempted to enter the U.S. and it has become a very huge business for smugglers. They charge as more as 6,000 to bring some. So the smugglers at the peak of the event, so they try possible to bring people in illegally. So this is how we find ourselves in this mess of yesterday. That they loaded about 62 individuals in a truck with no air vents, no air conditioning, and the horrific event happened. So it has been a very dangerous trend people subjected themselves to. And I saw we find 46 dead, still including children. And it's not something anybody want to play with or just smile about. It's a very horrific event that everybody in the United States is not happy about.
Absolutely. But I understand that the Department of Homeland Security is now involved in this. Is this been treated as a situation of migrants or human trafficking?
So it's both. So it's efforts from the feds that the United Customs and Immigration Services is handling. So it's of the two events. It's about smuggling and migrant. So we have people on the other side who want to possibly or potentially they want to get a better life in the United States, but they said a very horrible trend that somebody have to bring them in illegally. And that's where we are. That's the area of the migrant who forcefully or by any means they want to get to the United States. And we have the other piece who are the smugglers who make huge money from doing this transaction. As I said earlier, they charge as more as $6,000 on individual to bring them in. So if you calculate that such amount with 50 or 62 people, that's a lot of money. So the federal government, through the Custom and Immigration Service, they make a recent policy to track down the smuggler per se. Because if there's no smugglers, those guys will not find themselves in that mess. So we see some individual, most of them are U.S. citizens. Some of them are just illegals as the one they are bringing in. So because it has become a very huge business, and government decided that it is better we go after the smuggler. Now, this happened to these innocent people, though they subjected themselves to it. But let's look at it. One of those little children who couldn't take decision on themselves or by themselves, but the parent does, and they brought them into this. And I learned that some of those that died, we have children among them. So it is an event that government realized, okay, if there's no smuggler, this kind of people might not happen. And it's a trend that has been happening in the United States over time, especially in Texas.
Let me state, Jide, that there is a network delay between you and I, so we both have to factor that into the conversation as we have this conversation. But let me ask you about, because you are a state trooper, right? And which means that your major jurisdiction is the roadways. And when you look at this particular route, it is a major transit route for smugglers. And then tragedies like this have happened before. Why is this road so easy for smugglers? And then what is the government doing to ensure that there's some level of control?
So everybody in the whole wide world knows that the United States is a country of law. So you don't just trample individual rights. So, and as such, there's a lot of things that we find ourselves incapacitated to do. For you to get somebody stopped, you have to have reasonable suspicion that something is happening. So, as such, I've been to the border many times, tried to work to secure the state of Texas because of this migrant launch that has accumulated the state. So, in essence, during my encounter with most people, I discovered that a lot of people find it easy to jet themselves into the United States through Mexico. So the road is a network that connects countries. So if you look at anyone that know the borders of the United States and Mexico, it's just like you can easily throw a stone and it will get to Mexico. Most of the places, it's just a tiny river that divides the two countries. So easily you go to see the part of Mexico, you see people walking, you see their military and law enforcement. In the side of the United States, you see us walking. We can easily throw stone across each other. So it makes it easy for people who can swim through the little river across to the United States. And the road network too is just a bridge. I mean, some bridges that people can easily drive in. And as I said, the United States is a country of law. So you want to get this vehicle stopped because you have some people, you have to have reasonable suspicions that something is happening in this vehicle. You can't just stop there because you assume something is going on. No, you have to have a reasonable, that's at the minimum, the reasonable suspicion that something is going on in this vehicle. So if I'm transporting somebody, I can't just say because I have 5, 6, 10 people in the vehicle, I won't have the right to stop them. I have to have a reasonable suspicion. So having that in mind, and you see somebody driving along the road in Texas, you have to have that to stop them. And they know this, and the smuggler know this. So they perfected everything in their vehicle, and they go to Mexico. They have the legal means, they are citizens, they are permanent residents, they can move in from Mexico to the United States, and they put people in their car. So again, somebody who's doing that will have perfected everything in his vehicle that you don't have any reason to stop them. If eventually you stop them, you see a kind of crazy things that they do. Some people jump out of the vehicle while in motion, or the driver might decide to crash the vehicle so that he doesn't get caught, because if you get caught, there is a very huge price to pay. So the road network is as if you're driving from one city to the other. But the security apparatus, we have cameras, we have personnel who must have reasonable suspicions to stop a car. I think that is where all these issues of not able to really apprehend them at the port of entry. And again, some people, they crawl through the waterways to the United States. You know, when you have a river, there will be bridges, either narrow or wide. Some people will dredge through that narrow bridge and they will get to the United States. You see them in the muddy clothing and all kind of stuff. So it is
But let me ask you, Jide, just if you can hear me, let me ask you, because you said you have been to the border several times. Texas is a Republican state and was very much in support of former President Trump's hardline stance of building a wall. But you have been to the border several times. What is your assessment of the border, and what do you think can be done in terms of controlling illegal migration to the U.S.?
So I'm not going to be political here because I'm neither a Republican or Democrat. I'm a state employee, so I have to be careful what I say concerning the issue of presidency, be it Republican or Democrat. So what I observe in my course of working at the border is that it's a very porous situation that it will be difficult to contain. And as I said, it's not even Lagos Ibadan. It's like you or Oshodi and Mushin. You see how close they are. Is there a way you can control that crowd? It will be difficult. So it's not like you're traveling from Ibadan to Lagos, where you have a virgin land that you can tread on. It's just like Okun Atosa. How do you call Okun and Osa? You know, the rivers in Lagos. You can easily jump to each other. That's how it is. Right. So it will be difficult to control. And especially in Texas. So the best we can do is what the state government in Texas have adopted to assist the feds, which are the border patrol, to contain these people. Because the Fed operations at the border have limited policy and resources, the state can defend their state.
Immigration is a very controversial issue in the U.S. We'll see how the government and whether federal or state continues to respond to this. Thank you so much for talking to us, State Trooper with Texas Department of Public Safety, Jide Ayeni.